Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Amber French. Leading local this morning, a man in North Dakota was convicted after investigators say he and his wife were abusing people inside of a senior care center. A jury in Ward County convicted Dalton Hatham of 2 counts of conspiracy to commit gross sexual imposition. Prosecutors say that Hatham's wife Amber was working as a certified nursing assistant at a Minot care facility when she sexually abused 2 residents with cognitive disabilities, recorded the acts, and shared the videos with Dalton. He'll be back in court and sentenced on December. Amber Hatham currently faces 2 felony counts, the first in which is scheduled to go on trial next month, where she was charged with promoting or directing an obscene sexual performance by a minor and possession of certain materials prohibited. Right now, city leaders in Minot are talking about future needs for the police department, which Chief Michael Fry says means a bigger police station. In a presentation to the city council earlier this week, the chief presented his recommendations that would include expanding the patrol unit from just under 2,000 square feet to more than 5,000.
What happened?
Okay. Right now, city leaders in Minot are talking about future needs for the police department, which Chief Michael Fry means a larger police station. In a presentation to the city council earlier this week, Chief presented his recommendations. That would include expanding the patrol unit from just under 2,000 square feet to more than 5,000. He also puts in an elevator and expands the space for records of the police locker room. So far, the estimate is around $14 million for the police expansion, which council member Mike Blessum says he's not happy with, considering they're not replacing the building's roof.
Man, I feel like we should have seen some pretty good effects for that coming down, and I'm feeling like it's a pretty rough starting point on this number. So how do we prioritize from here and figure out what we feel we can get done?
Because it's also where we're trying to also recruit our new folks to come to Minot and work. You also want them proud of the home that they're spending this amount of time in.
Chief Fry says he'd also like to see a garage built to house the department's squad cars. City spokespeople say they're now in the design phase of the process. Chief Fry estimates it could take about 2 years. The tragedy of 9/11 happened 24 years ago this week, and now the International Peace Gardens will be hosting their annual memorial event. On Thursday, September 11th at 11 a.m., there will be a gathering and ceremony at the 9/11 Memorial Site. This is a free event for all who want to attend, and light refreshments will be available afterwards. A procession for the Peace Chapel to the 9/11 Memorial will open the event. MC Dwight McCauley and Tim Chapman, the Garden CEO, will begin the ceremony, followed by the Canadian and U.S. anthems performed by the Bottineau School Choir. Speakers from both countries will have a few words, followed by the layering of the memorial wreaths. If the weather does not cooperate, however, the ceremony will be held at the entry of the conservatory. Good morning, Andre.
And good morning to you too, Amber. And looking at our current KX cam here in Bismarck, we are seeing those partly to mostly cloudy skies and the temperature at 46 degrees, and the winds are out of the north and east at 6 miles per hour. And as we head over into the Magic City, we're also seeing a dry start to our Monday, and also the temperature is at 47 degrees and the winds are relatively calm at this time. Now here's what to expect during the rest of the day today. Well, it's going to be quite a warm day for this time of year. Also, we're going to remain on the mainly dry side with perhaps an isolated shower here or there. And also, we're going to be watching for the smoke returning this afternoon. Now, what's going to be driving all this? Well, we have this cold front that's approaching our viewing area, but it's going to be weak in nature, and it's going to be bringing us drier air, and also is going to be bringing us, unfortunately, the smoke back into the forecast. So That's something that we're going to be watching very closely throughout the day today, folks. So just be on the prepared side of things. Now, as far as our current temperatures right now, our temperatures are mainly in the 40s and 50s. So it's a relatively cool to mild start to our day, and even a 61 degrees there in Bowman. But here is the thing. Throughout the last 24 hours, look at that, folks, about a 10 to 20 degree temperature increase of what we were seeing this time yesterday. And that is really noticeable right now because yesterday morning was quite cold, but now we are back in the warmth for sure. Now, looking at the rest of the day today, we're going to be seeing those temperatures climb up into the 80s for the most part, so it is going to be feeling a little bit warmer than normal. In fact, about 5 to 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. So just have your water ready and stay hydrated and cool throughout the day on Monday. Now, looking at our current storm team radar right now, we're looking at those partly to mostly cloudy conditions, but however, there is a little bit of shower activity going on in our western tier counties. But again, this is going to kind of remain weak in nature, and it's going to dissipate relatively quickly over the next couple of hours. So really aren't expecting a widespread shower chance. Now, looking at our precision cast, this is 8 o'clock this morning, and this is where it's showing those clouds continuing to kind of pass through as that cold front continues to swing on in. And that is the same thing here during lunchtime as well. And then during 5 o'clock, we're going to see those mainly dry conditions, maybe some isolated showers in our northern areas. And that's something we'll be watching very closely. But again, it's going to remain on the quiet side for our Monday. Now, our current air quality is looking pretty good at the moment, but things are going to be changing throughout the day today, and we're going to be watching for that smoke to really increase in our south and western counties between now and 1 o'clock, and then it's really going to be increasing once we get into the evening hours, and maybe even the northern portions of the viewing area and the central portions of the viewing area. We'll be watching for that smoke. So again, be careful out there if you're going out and about. And looking ahead at a pattern, we're going to see that cold front push through later on today, and then we're going to be watching for a next area high pressure build on in, bringing us that drier air for our Tuesday. And so if you have anything planned for your Tuesday, it looks to be mainly on the dry side. So that's something to really keep in mind here. And then we're going to be watching a developing area low pressure and trough of low pressure also forming. And this is going to really kick up maybe some active weather as we get into the later portion of this week. We're going to be watching that very closely here. Now, looking here in Williston, we will be watching for those warm temperatures lasting all the way into our Friday, and we will see those rain chances increasing as we get into the mid to late portion of this week. And that same thing here goes for Dickinson as well. So if you like the warmth, it's going to be here for a little bit here, so enjoy it. Now, looking here in the Magic City, we're going to be seeing 80s today, 80s tomorrow, and then the 80s will continue through our Friday, rain chances increasing, and then those 70s will return as we head into the weekend with those rain chances continuing on. And that same thing here goes to the capital city too. So Amber, it looks like you got what you wished for. It's going to be warm today.
I'm liking these temperatures, Andre. For everyone at KX News, I'm Amber French.